Notice of public meeting of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville. Pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act, notice is hereby given that the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, in accordance with Article 5, Section 12 of the Charter of said city, will convene a workshop, an executive session, and a regular meeting on Tuesday, September 21st, 2010, at 5:35 p.m., 5:50 p.m., and 6 p.m. in the Commission Chambers on the second floor of the Brownsville City Hall Federal Building, located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas. Workshop item A, discussion regarding the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation fiscal year 2011 budget.
Do we have the, Delina?
Yes, we do.
Honorable City Commission, this is the workshop I usually do prior to approval of the budget by the review and then a consideration of the BCIC budget by the City Commission. Again, BCIC is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation that funds quality of life projects in Brownsville. Special election again was held in November of 2001. It was the first of 8 propositions that was approved. That proposition was, shall the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas be authorized to reduce the existing Section 4A sales and use tax for the promotion and development of new and expanded business enterprises from the rate of 0.5% to the rate of 1/4 of 1%, and concurrently adopt Section 4B sales and use tax at the rate of 1/4 of 1% to undertake projects such as described in Section 4B of Article 5190.6, including but not limited to land, buildings, equipment, facilities, and improvements included in the definition of the term project. Again, that's why usually later in the year we bring forth various projects. Under Section 2 of Article 5190.6, projects for the promotion of professional and amateur athletics and sports, including stadiums, ballparks, auditoriums, projects related to entertainment, convention, tourist and exhibit facilities, amphitheaters, concert halls, and public parks, park facilities and events, open space improvements, learning centers, and municipal buildings. Those 2 items and subsequent legislation was removed from being eligible for projects by the state legislature. Museums and related store, restaurant, concessions and automobile parking facilities and related area, transportation facilities and related roads, streets and water and sewer facilities, recycling facilities, and projects to promote new or expanded business enterprises, including public safety facilities, streets and roads, drainage and related improvements, demolition of existing structures, and general improvements that are municipally owned, development or redevelopment of closed military installations, development and expansion of affordable housing, as well as any other improvements or facilities that are related to any of the above projects. Projects required for suitable for the development of water supply facilities or the institution of water conservation programs, and any other project that the board determines will promote new or expanded business enterprises, and the maintenance and operation expenses for any of the above projects. Again, in essence, at that point in time, they took the full language of anything that was legally possible at the time for a 4B corporation to perform. Again, this is our board for 2010. At the end of 2010, there will be 3 of these members that under the current bylaws will no longer be eligible, which they would have served their 2-year terms, which is Commissioner Atkinson, Carlos Cisneros, and Paulita Rico. Again, our mission is to fund quality of life projects for Brownsville. On the project funding process, the funding applications and its guidelines are reviewed by the BCIC board, which they did at this last meeting. They've decided then the applications will be released on September 23rd, 2010, so that they will be available out of the BCIC office. We'll also put them on the website, and the funding applications will be due on December 15th. Typically after that time, the BCIC board will review applications for their merit and reasonableness of costs. The applications are then recommended for funding. Again, as a 4B corporation, we are required to hold public hearings, so public hearing will be held, and then applications will be recommended to the City Commission for approval. And just to give a quick overview of all the different entities that have been funded over the years, we've got Boys and Girls Club for over $140,000, the Brownsville Botanical Gardens for $42,000, the Brownsville Community Foundation for $58,000, the Brownsville Historical Association and their various locations at $238,584. Brownsville Museum of Fine Arts, 1.4. That's an example of a project that was funded over multiple years. In fact, that was 3 years' time. Brownsville Tennis Association, 64,114. Camille Players, 58,000. And again, a lot of these are multiple smaller projects within that were done by various organizations. Children's Museum, 1 million. Again, that was funded over 3 years' time. With the City of Brownsville, there's been promotional items such as the City Manager Golf Classic, the Brownsville Day at the Capitol, and United Brownsville. City of Brownsville Historic Battlefield Trail, that was another one that was funded over multiple years. City of Brownsville Bus, including both the Park Plaza and the Battlefield Enhancement. Health Department, Dean Porter Park Retaining Wall, the Bark Park, the Biggest Loser Challenge, COB Heritage Department, the Architectural Guidelines, which they're currently working on, the Fire Department, to restore the old fire truck, the COB Parks Department, over $4 million in various parks throughout the city, which includes park improvements, even playground equipment, from playground equipment to turf to fencing, maintenance equipment. The Planning Department, 170 for the Imagine Brownsville. CAF Museum, 112, which is actually the reparation of the city-owned facility that they have, the roof. Foundation for Brownsville Sports, 20,000. Gladys Porter Zoo, 321,000. Again, you can see multiple projects over the years. The Gorgas Science Foundation, 114,000. Healthy Communities, the Environmental Committee, 15,000. Keep Brownsville Beautiful, 20,000. The Multi-Purpose Center, 75,000. Palo Alto National Park, 20,000. Pan American Roundtables, 77,000. Sable Palm, 75,000. South Texas Film, 15. West Brownsville Little League at 100,000. Again, so you can see that there's a multitude of projects that have been funded over the years by the corporation. We get the revenue from the quarter-cent sales tax, and again, what we do is there is a projection made between October 2010 and September 2011. We follow the same budget year as the City of Brownsville does. We have historically always used very conservative estimates because, again, the sales tax revenue can change over the years. In up to 2007, we use the 2008 actuals. From 2008 to present, including this current budget, we're using the actuals of 2005. There is a 2-month lapse in the deposits due to the process it takes in order for the collections of the sales tax and the processing of the sales tax by the Comptroller's Office and returning them to the city. And the fiscal year 2011 project reimbursements will begin in 2011, October, although in many times the organizations do have their contracts. For those that have already been approved by City Commission, we enter into contract. They are reimbursement-based contracts, and many times they go ahead and start the project in advance of that. Again, you can see here the monthly sales tax revenue, or the monthly sales tax history for BCIC. You will note that in 2002, what happened for the fiscal year 2003, they actually had basically almost a year and a half of revenues when they first started the first funding period. This is the sales tax comparison, again, between 2009 and 2010. So even though there has been a reduction of sales tax, we are still within what we do for our projected planning budget for BCIC. If we look at a comparison here, I'm just showing 2009, 2010, and 2011 for the total revenues. We use, again, 3.3 million. The administrative expenses at 250,000 is the contract that the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation enters into the city to provide administrative services. We also have the contingency promo amount, which for 2011 that's been reduced to 100,000. So total projects then, or the amount left for projects are 2.9. So if we do the project budget breakdown, what you'll see for the application funding, that amount has increased to 348,210. Debt service is 1.4. The CO to the City of Brownsville is 371. The event hosting phase has been 170,000.